This is All India Radio. Radioscope, the National Science Magazine program.
Good evening, listeners, and welcome to the latest edition of Radioscope, your national science magazine. Tonight, we embark on a 30-minute journey into the enthralling world of science, covering fascinating news from the newest discovered species to the latest scientific events and happenings across the globe. Let's dive in. We begin with the 5th of June, which naturally draws our attention to the essential lifeline that supports us all, our environment. This year, World Environment Day shone a powerful spotlight on a challenge that touches every corner of our planet, from the highest mountain peaks to the deepest ocean trenches: plastic pollution. For far too long, we've relied on the convenience of plastics, often without fully considering their long-term impact. Today, we find ourselves facing a tide of plastic waste, choking our ecosystems, harming wildlife, and even affecting our own health. The World Environment Day, which we celebrate each year on the 5th of June, has a purpose to address the pressing issue of plastic pollution and work towards a cleaner, healthier planet for all. Rosemary Lyngdoh, Assistant Professor at the Shankardev College, Shillong, shares her thoughts on how to innovate and collaborate and ultimately end plastic pollution.
Some of the ways to end plastic pollution is global collaboration and innovation. Some of the innovative approach includes developing new technologies for recycling plastics, convert plastic waste to energy generating resource. Many researchers have found ways on how to convert plastic to fuel through a method called pyrolysis. And in this technique, plastics are heated at very high temperature, between 380 degrees Celsius to 500 degrees Celsius. And at this point, plastic breaks down to oil. Citing an example from Meghalaya, one of the innovation of solving plastic waste is in Nongkanjeng village in West Khasi Hills, where Padma Shri Rajgopalan Vasudevan, a chemistry professor of an engineering college from Madurai, Tamil Nadu, used his technology by mixing shredded plastic waste, heated with bitumen, and a 1-kilometer road was constructed, which makes it more durable and can ultimately be a solution to plastic waste disposal problem. And in turn, he built a durable or a long-lasting road for hilly terrain like our state in Meghalaya, where roads are easily damaged by monsoon rain. According to this article in Telegraph India, Mr. Vasudevan have used 470 kilograms of plastic waste that is generated in our daily life, like polythene bags, plastic cups, chips packet, etc., including foam packaging. It is possible to manage these waste, and in turn, they have built long-lasting roads which can save lakhs of rupees that governments spend on road repair every year. To end plastic pollution, collaboration with different organizations and stakeholders can play a very important role to create a sustainable future and prevent plastic disposal problem. When we talk about collaboration, the community can be provided with proper training on waste segregation. The local shopkeepers can promote leaf packaging instead of plastic packets while selling their local food or products. Tourist spots can be promoted to plastic-free zones. And plastic-free zones should be monitored by cooperative society or community workers of the village. Strict rules and regulation can be put up which should be strictly adhered by the tourists, and penalty can be imposed to those who act against these regulations. Setting up of proper waste collection method and establishing waste management centers, promoting kabarewalas or garbage collectors as they handle plastic waste, metal scrap papers, which are weighed, transported to waste management centers. Promotion of plastic waste management by collaborating with schools and institutions is an initiative at grassroots level, involving NGOs on plastic waste management, where they can monitor marketplaces and other commercial areas regarding proper waste disposal practice is also a very important initiative that can be taken up. Promoting ecotourism by tourism department is already an initiative which has already been undertaken by the government departments. However, ecotourism can include garbage collection as an income generation source for low-income individuals, which will not only provide them source of livelihood, but involve them to keep the environment free from plastic. Let us look at some of the collaborative work done by Lyngdoh village, which is popularly known as the cleanest village in Asia. Now, why is it the cleanest village? Because the villagers work together to keep the village clean. There is no question of littering at all. They strictly ban the usage of plastic. Every resident of the village takes the responsibility and consider their duty to keep the village clean. Therefore, together, along with government, stakeholders, NGOs, community, we can definitely solve plastic pollution. Even the smallest effort that we can make will always make a difference, because an environment free from plastic is a healthy environment. And we, being part of this environment, it is our duty to keep it clean. Let us end plastic pollution.
Yes, listeners, as we remind ourselves of World Environment Day, let's commit to reducing our plastic footprint and supporting sustainable environment. Together, we can create a future where our planet is free from plastic pollution and where our children can inherit a healthy and thriving environment. And now we pause on the 14th of June to acknowledge a truly life-affirming act, the selfless gift of blood donation. This year, World Blood Donor Day resonates with a powerful and unifying message. Blood connects us all. Let's think about it for a moment. Regardless of our backgrounds, our beliefs, or where we come from, the very essence of life, the vital fluid that courses through our veins, is the same. It is a shared human experience, and in times of need, it is this incredible gift of blood that bridges divides and binds us together in a profound and meaningful way. Dr. Lutika Nepram, Chief Medical Officer, Department of Transfusion Medicine and Blood Center, Northeast Indira Gandhi Regional Institute of Health and Medical Sciences, Shillong, shares with us the critical role that blood donors play in our healthcare system.
At the outset, I would like to mention that blood is life. Lack of blood is not compatible with life. In spite of all the amazing and rapid advancements in science and technology, mankind has not been able to find replacement of blood with all its life-sustaining properties. Thus, the only source of blood is from donors like you and me. Blood donors are the cornerstone of the functioning of a blood center. Without the blood donated by them, the blood center cannot perform its function of providing blood components to those in need. Thus, blood donors play a crucial and irreplaceable role in our healthcare system. They selflessly donate their blood without coming into the glare of everyone, yet make a huge impact in the life of a person who needs the blood for his or her survival. These may be patients undergoing surgery, a victim of an unfortunate accident, a mother facing complications during childbirth, or even a patient who is battling cancer. Then there are certain groups of patients whose survival is dependent on regular and frequent transfusions like thalassemia, sickle cell anemia, and many blood disorders. One donor can help save up to 3 lives. There have been instances, to quote here one, when a patient, a mother during childbirth, received almost 60 units of blood to be saved. If it was not for your blood, child and the other siblings would have grown up without a mother, which would have been heartbreaking and a disaster for the family. I would like to emphasize here that a regular and stable supply is essential to ensure that many of the major medical procedures like major surgeries and transplants can be carried out and ensure preparedness for public health crises and natural and man-made disasters. It is our social and moral duty to help our brethren in need by donating blood. If just 1% of the population donates blood, it would be sufficient to meet the needs of the patients. You do not need to be rich to donate like wealth. You do not require special skills, but just a kind and compassionate heart that beats for others and a little time. Just a small act can mean another chance at life for a patient in need. The joy and satisfaction that you get in knowing that your blood has helped save someone's life is priceless and cannot be measured by any standard. Blood donors are the unsung heroes of our healthcare system. Through their selfless, kind and compassionate sacrifices, they help save lives, enable healthcare professionals take up complicated surgeries and treatment procedures, thus helping strengthen the healthcare services. Thus, hey there, if you are healthy, please make a thoughtful consideration of becoming a regular blood donor. There is someone somewhere out there in need of your blood for his or her survival. Your blood will help give someone a chance to get back to his or her family. God has given us blood freely, and let us give our blood freely.
Indeed, this simple act of generosity can create a ripple of life-saving impact within our communities. The voluntary blood donors who embody the spirit of human solidarity remind us that blood truly connects us all. June 21st is that day of the year when we come together to celebrate the International Day of Yoga. This year's theme, One Earth, One Health, focused on the profound connection between individual health and the health of our planet. This concept increasingly resonates in one interconnected world, emphasizing that our personal well-being is intrinsically linked to the health of the environment we inhabit. To shed light on this vital connection is a yoga instructor, principal of Divine Grace School and the Art of Living faculty from Shillong, Shamita Chakraborty. In conversation with her is Lyngdoh.
Mrs. Chakraborty, I welcome you to the program.
Thank you so much.
Well, I want to kick off this conversation by asking you about the significance of the International Day of Yoga and how did it come into existence?
You know what? It has been quite a big search and a pursuit of the human mankind. How to get into synchronization of body, mind and spirit. This is so important, and it's a common search, common endeavor to get into the feelings of a proper health, proper mind, proper awareness. So perhaps with that concept, with that thought, the whole world has thought, let us have an International Yoga Day.
So, you know what, how imperative and how important it is that we observe it, and in your opinion, what is the best way to observe Yoga Day?
Actually, you know, it is so important to get into this day. That is why it is termed as a Yoga Day. What do we understand by yoga? Let us know about it.
Correct.
It's an addition of body plus mind plus spirit. You know, whatever we are on this planet, in whatever form we are, it is a composition of both body, mind and spirit. The synchronization of the body, mind and spirit is called yoga. Skill in action is called yoga. Yoga is not only a set of exercise that you do. It is a skill that you apply in everyday life.
I like how you put it. So
Yeah.
it's a skill, you said.
Yes, it's a skill. Skill in action is called yoga. The full blossoming of the potential of a human being is called yoga.
So let's discuss the theme. One Earth, One Health, which obviously beautifully captures a holistic perspective. How does this ancient practice called yoga align with this understanding?
It's a beautiful question, you know. When we go a little deeper into our existence, we find that the whole existence, entire universe and the cosmos is made of only one substance. There is no two. This is the ancient philosophy. And how did this philosophy come? It's a combination of both science and spirituality. So the ancient saints and sages and the philosophers and the scientists, they knew that the whole world and the entire existence, the universe, the cosmos is made up of one substance and there is no two.
Right.
So yoga emphasis on this. With the body and with the mind and the spirit, when there's a synchronization, that it brings a contribution to the better mental health, better spiritual growth, better development of the world in that way.
Wow. That is one takeaway that, you know, I would definitely take from this interview. Synchronization of the body, spirit
And mind. Yeah.
Wow. Well, can you elaborate then for us, Mrs. Chakraborty, on how specific yoga practices can contribute to both personal and the health of our Mother Earth, our planet?
Yes. You know, see what happens. Supposing in this room, okay, just before we came inside for the interview, maybe there was some sort of fight happening here. So as soon as we come inside, these people who had fought, they have gone out. But as soon as we have come inside, what has happened? We started to get that vibration. Because the whole world is composed of vibration. You, me, everybody is just vibration. In Hindi, it is called tarang. And physics says that the whole world is a composition of tarang. Can I
call vibe exactly energy? Right.
Energy. It is just simple. You, me, everybody's energy. Now this energy has been left by the people who have fought here. So you and me, when we come, we start getting irritated. We don't feel good. That's why when we go to a church, we feel so good. You go to a temple, you feel good. But once when you go to a hospital, how do you feel? You feel like when to come out. Because there's so much of negative emotions happening there. Exactly. When a person is contributing yoga to himself, I say contributing yoga to himself because yoga is a discipline. So morning when you wake up and you do few rounds of Surya Namaskar, sun salutation. Because the sun, it is a source of energy. If the sun, there's no existence on this planet.
Right.
We cannot live, you, me, nobody. So what happens? So when you do the sun salutation, absorbing that energy, they got a few sets of exercise which really tones up your body, health, mind, everything. And then when you come out of this by meditating after some time, few stretches of yoga, few stretches of sun salutation, you sit and just observe your breath, you come out of the room, you are a person who are emitting a wonderful energy to the world.
Correct.
So billions of people in the world, billions of people have so many thoughts are floating in this room right now in the space. Your thought, my thought, his emotion, her emotion, negative thought, positive thought. So, these thoughts contribute to the proper development of the planet Earth. So when you as a person, after making yourself calm through the yoga and meditation, dynamism in calmness, calmness in dynamism, what happens? People are very dynamic but very aggressive. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Maybe your friends or you see everywhere. Mm-hmm. They are dynamic but they're very aggressive. But it is wrong. You are dynamic yet you are calm.
And peaceful.
And peaceful. So when you are dynamic, yet you are calm and peaceful, what are you doing? Your vibration is promoting the health of the earth. Even the planets are benefiting from you. The animals are feeling good. They'll come and stand near you. People will feel love. They love to meet you. They love to go and talk to you. There are some people, our friend circle, there are some people in our life which we see, we avoid. Why? Because for that negative energy is emitting. So your yoga and the meditation, but I tell you, when you come out of your room, you are contributing to the health of the world.
Well, my final question to you, what's your advice to our listeners who wants to integrate this one earth, one health philosophy into their daily lives through yoga?
We human beings on this planet, we believe that so. Even in Christianity, even in Hinduism, even in Islam, Zoroastrianism, anybody, we believe that we are part of the bigger consciousness. And what is that bigger consciousness? That bigger source of light, which we call God. Right? We are part of that. We are the children of that light. Mm-hmm. So we are actually inborn, we have those qualities in us. We already have. But due to our mechanical style, due to the anxiety, the problem, the stress that we encounter, so deepen the roots and broaden the vision. People should go back to the call of nature. Waking up in the morning. What do people do? Whole night Facebook. Whole night Instagram, whole night WhatsApp, 2:30 in the night they're sleeping, 4:30 they're going to bed, 5 a.m. in the morning they're taking burger. 5 a.m. wake up in the morning. But have you seen the nature? The sun doesn't wake up at 12 o'clock in the noon. Have you seen the bird waking up and chirping in 12 o'clock noon? No, it wakes up early. See that synchronization, that is yoga. So the contribution to have that concept of one world, one family, one art with good health is that a little bit of meditation and introspection. Because when people will get disciplined in their inner self, inner being, automatically the world will be a better place to live in.
Words of wisdom from Shamita Chakraborty. It is clear indeed that yoga offers a holistic path to understanding and acting upon the interconnectedness of our individual health and the health of our planet. By cultivating inner harmony and mindful awareness, we can contribute to ourselves and generations to come. Finally, listeners, let's take a peep into a recent, intriguing discovery in the world of science. Let's delve into a journey to the caves of Meghalaya, which were explored by a group of scientists led by Dr. D.K.B. Mukhim. The study was also conducted by researchers from the ICAR National Bureau Fish Genetic Resources NBFGR Shillong, Guwahati University in Assam, and the Indian Council of Agricultural Research ICR New Delhi. Neolysoculus panar is a species that lives in the deep caves of Meghalaya, particularly in Ladao and Krem Chempe. Growing over 40 centimeters long, it holds the title of the largest known subterranean fish in the world. A new species of blind cave fish, Schistura larketensis, was also identified in Meghalaya East Jaintia Hills, specifically in a cave near the village of Larket. Dr. D.K.B. Mukhim, while talking to Akashvani Shillong, unraveled the potential and significance of this discovery. Talking to him is Dr. Bonnie M. Nichols.
Sir, what are the potential implications of this discovery, the key findings?
When I teach zoology, I find out that it's very important to understand biodiversity. Biodiversity, I mean the different life forms and their ecosystems in which they survive. So our biodiversity is precarious. It seems to most people that they have used this planet as just for humans only. But my philosophy is that this planet, this precious planet, is meant for not only just humans. Actually, we are the latest addition, I would say, to the list of biodiversity on this planet. So I strongly believe that this planet is for biodiversity, not just for humans. Hence, we need to conserve biodiversity. And we cannot conserve scientifically unless we know what are there in a particular ecosystem or in a particular habitat. And knowing the presence of these different species is a prerequisite to conserve biodiversity.
How was this new species described in terms of its salient features, and how was a nomenclature given? What really makes it unique from the other species of fishes?
The first line of identification comes from morphology. We even go deeper into the counting the scales, measuring the size, the shape. For fishes, we check the barbels, even the fins. Various morphological features are studied. And in the case of this species and many other species, these days we even go to the genetic level. We study the certain genes like COI, and these morphological and genetic studies help us to separate newly discovered specimen from all other known species.
If you could tell us a little about the mapping of the mitochondrial DNA of Neolysoculus panar, since you mentioned the genetic part.
Yes, I have been working with NBFGR for quite many years. So from the name itself, you understand that National Bureau of Fish Genetic Resources. So it mainly deals with the genetic components of various species. So in this case, in our recent publication, we have studied in details the mitochondrial genome of that species. And it's so detailed that we have identified many genes. We have even grouped them into separate categories to show that they are unique.
Coming to a very pertinent question, sir, what is the biological significance and the potential for this new fauna discovery in Meghalaya?
The significance is that these will add to the list of known biodiversity of the state, and strategy to conserve various species of our biodiversity will be possible when we know these different species available in different places. And without this basic knowledge, it's difficult to have any plan to how to conserve these various life forms, to show that they are unique.
Now, nothing goes without challenges. So what was the biggest challenge you faced as a team in making this discovery?
Not real challenges, but I would say that they are very interesting. In many places, maybe you won't get vehicle to go right to the caves. We have to trek, so we have to carry our equipment and all that we need. So this is a good physical part of the project. So they are very interesting for people who are willing to take interest in these labor-intensive research work.
All right, while everything sounds interesting and adventurous, one cannot forget the threats that loom large on these geological wonders and biodiversity-rich sites. So, sir, are there some threatened fish species in our state?
Yes, I would say that almost all cave fishes are threatened because their distribution is not widespread. So I can say that these species that we have found in Meghalaya are not present in any other parts of the world, not even in other states of India. They are endemic to our state.
Just a curious question, sir. If they are found only here in Meghalaya, what could contribute to the evolution of these fishes?
From what I had seen, because I have compared many of these cave fishes with the other fishes found in nearby streams and rivers. So I have a very strong opinion that there is every likelihood that these cave fishes had evolved from the overground fishes only. It might have taken millions of years, but they had their ancestry in the open stream. So that is very, very unique, so to say. I would say that they got stuck in certain caves and they have become isolated. So speciation started in the cave as they are not in contact with the outside world. So they had also undergone various changes in their adaptation to match the requirements of living in these dark spaces.
And how do they adapt themselves into an environment which is like water scarcity?
Water scarcity for a few months during winter, but during the monsoon, I would say at least in these parts where caves are located, the southern slopes of Meghalaya, right from Karo Hills to East Jaintia Hills. So these are limestone areas. There is no dearth of water in summer. But in winter months, right from November, December, especially in January, February, March, sometimes they live in stagnant pools where dissolved oxygen is very low. Normal fishes cannot survive in these low oxygen ponds or pools of little water inside the caves. So they have adapted to survive not only the shortage of oxygen supply, but also a shortage of food. I would guess that at least for 2-3 months, they might have nothing to eat. During my study, I brought one sample of cave fish, Schistura largetensis. That was the first new cave species that I discovered. I put in my house in a dark place, but I was busy at that time. I had to go out. First, I went out for a day or two. When I came back, it was still alive and kicking, still strong.
Amazing.
Then again, I went out for a week or two and checked again. It's still strong. Then one time I had to go outside the state for a longer time, and it's almost 2 months. When I returned, it's still okay. Without food, without changing the water in that container.
Otherwise, usually they're very delicate, the ones.
Yes,
that you
yes.
preserve.
And you can imagine I kept just one specimen in about 5 liters of water. You can imagine that for about 2 months, it had no food and no extra oxygen, just whatever was there in that container. That's all it could survive. Any ordinary fish from the stream and rivers will not survive that long.
Well, we would like to hear a piece of advice for the aspiring scientists and for our listeners.
I love the theme of this year's International World Day for Biological Diversity. The theme for this year is harmony with nature and sustainable development. I think this should go into the head of every individual, that we should live in harmony with nature, respect its biodiversity, and also every development should be sustainable. And that is how we conserve our nature and biodiversity.
Thank you once again, sir, for your time and your expertise taking us on an exploratory and very informative journey. Thank you, dear listeners, for joining us. Let us safeguard nature's wonders for future generations and stay in harmony with nature, preserving the flora and fauna diversity that we are blessed with.
And so, listeners, that's all we had in this edition of our national science magazine, Radioscope. Your narrator was Krishna Das Gupta. The program was produced by Caroline Marbaniang. Radioscope tonight was a contribution of Akashvani Shillong.